Here we have a 99 Buick Park Avenue Ultra. It is the supercharged version, being that it's Ultra, got Ultra power. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to do another transmission removal video. I'm going to do it pretty much the same way as I did the Kia. That seems to be my most popular video yet. So another pretty simple one from up top. I'll just do the walkthrough like I did last time, and then some fast forward video of the removal process with I'll have some instructions down at the bottom of the screen, but I'll do the walkthrough here first. So you got your main transmission plug here. Go ahead and pop that off. Then you got your shift cable. As you can see, I already got that off. There's 2 bolts right back there. It's dark, I know you can't see it, but then the shift arm, it actually pops into. You just pop that off with a pry tool. Then I went ahead and got all the upper bell housing bolts. There's 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 for the starter. Actually, I just called that the 4th one. Once that's done, I went ahead and shoot, I wish I set up a light for you guys, that would have been better, but I went ahead and pulled the nut off for that motor slash transmission mount there. It's actually transmission mount, it's bolted right to the transmission, but take the bolt off the top of that, or the nut rather. Everything else up top you can leave for now. I do like to get the dipstick out, but that can be done from down under. Then you're going to want to start, you can kind of see them from up here, all your power steering lines. I think a couple of those are the transmission lines, but we're not going to have to worry about those. I'll show you that. Just like the Kia, you probably didn't watch that video because you're watching this video because you want to do this transmission. So you're going to want to go around the subframe, get all your bracketry that holds your power steering lines off of the subframe. Then you're going to want to go ahead, and I'm just going to unbolt the steering rack and leave it in. Just bungee cord one side of it so it doesn't hang too far down. But unbolt the steering rack, obviously get the tie rods off, hit your ball joints, pull your axles. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts holding the subframe in. We're going to take the subframe down. Once the subframe is down, there's probably going to be a mount in the back too. But once the subframe's down, you got a lateral mount over here and a lateral mount over here, so the motor and tranny should hang fine. But then at that point, I'm going to put my bar up here, and I'm going to put a chain around, and we'll hang just the motor. That way we can get the, you can actually see it right there, the mount. Unbolt that. Then I'll go ahead and pull the starter out, torque converter nuts, 3 of those. That's done through the starter hole. And then the remainder of the bell housing bolts, once I have the transmission supported from underneath, and we'll just go ahead and separate it. Like I said, I'll set you guys up, and I'll put instructions down at the bottom here, and the footage will be fast forwarded, but I believe YouTube allows you to slow it down if you need to, or obviously you can just pause, read the directions, and watch how it's done. This camera is zoomed in from the factory, so I mean, like, I'm all the way, oh shit, I'm all the way in the R&D corner here. You know, the R&D corner. Oh my god, what a mess. But that's the only way I can get a whole shot, so I'm gonna have to set the tripod up somewhere sneaky to even get you a shot, but we'll try it. Figured I'd grab a GoPro and show you guys what's going on here. So as I mentioned, you got your power steering line here. Take all those little push pin brackets off, bam, bam, bam. And you got one over here, just a clip style, another clip style. Take those off. Oh, light's a little too bright. Sorry about that. There's your there's your trans cooler lines, like I mentioned. Those are just, you just unscrew them, obviously. You got another push pin there holding the lines to the trans. There's your starter, and I made an oopsie when I said one of those bell housing bolts was the starter bolt. It's a GM, so it's got the GM starter bolts on the bottom. What else? Oh yeah, take that shield off so you can get to your front subframe bolts there. That can all be achieved with that give it a pry and hope it doesn't die tool. And then let's see, might as well walk you through the rest of the bottom, eh? We'll come back here, doodly doo. Here's where your rack's bolted in. Number 1 down there. Number 2, take those bolts out. Then you got this mount here, I believe. I think it's a mount. Whoop, yep, she's a mount. So you got this mount here. And then you got, like I said, that one mount, but that'll just come down with the subframe. You just gotta watch this line. Let's see, anything else to explain down here? I don't think so. Like I said, you gotta, you know, do your ball joints, do your tie rods, and then that mount, and we should be free to take the subframe down, and then I'll actually record that from outside there. Hopefully you guys can get some sweet gut shots again. Well, we got another helpful GoPro moment for you guys. So I went ahead and got those steering rack and pinion bolts out. Those are 18 mil, come right out. They got these nice nut retainers. Where are you? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nut retainers on the back, so you don't got to wear it. Usually you got to use a wrench on the other side, but that was nice. But anyway, about to do this mount here, which is this bolt here and these Torx. But there's one line here. This is a power steering line. Fuck, the lighting sucks down here, sorry, but you can kind of see this line loops into this bracket. That bracket is held down by a 10mm bolt, so you got to get that bolt out before you go and rip that line apart trying to take the subframe down. Core support, subframe, K-frame, whatever the fuck you call it. I mean, I call it a subframe, but whatever you call it, this is your removal tool. You grab your jack and a 2x4. I know you probably think that looks redundant, but it's actually, since it's pulling on this side of the motor, strapping it to that side of the motor to balance it out actually works without this sliding anywhere. But I'll still probably use a jack underneath just to keep it stable, because I'm having an issue with it tilting, obviously. I need 2 of these is what I need. Anyway, let's see, what did I not show? We got the axles out. This one would not come out of the hub, so I just took it out of the trans and it's hanging there. Started to take off the bolts for the bracket, the 13mm bolts for the bracket that hold it to the motor. Then it started to kind of come down. So, I also took the lines off, obviously. That's what the catch cans under there for. So I'm going to clean all that up quick, turn the camera on. Oh my fucking god, that wasn't recording? Oh my god. Well, of course that would fucking get you off the tripod here. Of course that's how we're gonna end the day. And I do mean end the day. I don't know, I started on this like 2 o'clock. It's like 5:30. I like to shut it down at 5. What the hell am I filming? You guys want to see my ceiling? What the hell? Yeah, apparently I pressed record and it ended a recording session. And then when I went up to shut it off, I hit record and it started this one. So you guys got to see none of that. But I mean, it was exactly how I explained it. Not really a big deal where I was at. The last I left you guys off was literally just that one bell housing bolt that's up above. I can actually show you right where it's at. So we're looking in from the passenger side. That one bell housing bolt is right there. So you just kind of, you get rid of that bracket. So that's where that bracket bolts to. You get rid of that bracket and you just want an extension and an 18 right to there. But knocked that off. I already had the torque converter done. Obviously had the bracket out of the way at that point. As soon as I knocked that off, it did kind of go slack on me just because I didn't quite have this tight enough. But I'd say it did pretty good. It's a little crooked. I mean, you know, these sit in there a little crooked to begin with, but I say I got it to hold pretty straight with this little rigging. But yeah, so that's how you do that. Easy peasy. Obviously, installation is reverse of removal. So what I always like to do with used transmissions, that's the one going in, still sitting over there. But we'll do a filter and pan gasket. I like to do the axle seals, both sides. So the axle seals, I usually do a torque converter seal, but that one, I mean, looks alright. They literally just took the torque converter out when I picked it up, so that seal should be fine. So I'm not going to bother with the torque converter seal on that one, but I usually do that too. And then obviously new fluid and flush the cooler. Real easy. Always flush the cooler. You people out there, there's so many. That's why I'm adding my fucking 4T65 video to you guys. These things eat those 4th gear splines, like I already explained. That drops shitloads of metal shavings down into the pan. That gets sucked up, and the fine stuff that makes it through the filter goes right back through everything. This, you know, whatever goes through your cooler. It gets all gummed up in your cooler. So literally, I think they're like $12. It's called Cooler Clean from Lube Guard. It's a flush, calls it. Oh, is the fucking sound even on? Okay, good. It's a flush, they call it. I usually just put a nipple on it like that for like regular lines, but these have the screw-in lines. So this actually comes with a little screw-in port that should fit regular GM stuff, I think. But anyway, just screw it into one port, fucking empty the can. You know, obviously catch it with a bucket at the other end. Empty the can, then turn it upside down, flush it out with the air. And once one can is usually good, unless the fluid you see in the old transmission is really bad, then you might want to do it twice. But always recommend flushing the cooler if your vehicle's, I shouldn't say if your vehicle's equipped with a cooler. Every fucking automatic transmission has a cooler. Most of them go through the radiator, so it's actually a warmer and not a cooler. But that's just me being picky about it.